All right, so my name is Julia Waite, and I'm here to talk to you about growth in a business. There are three ways, more than three ways, but these are the three ways that I'm going to talk about how a business can grow. The first is to build, buddy, or buy. And the one that I'm going to focus on today is buying. For a business to grow and do that by buying, how might you ask? Well, the business needs to have an IPO or an initial public offering. So to allow other investors to invest in their business and see how much their business can grow with the help of extra money. They could also do it by buying shares of other companies and kind of joining with those that are kind of like their company to allow them to increase their productivity and their customers. So this can help a business grow in many ways. All right, so today I'm going to explain about triangulation. Triangulation has to do with the active math where you take the wages, you divide it by the wages percentage to get the revenue. And why you would do this is if you don't have enough information to create a full profit and loss sheet, you would be able to do triangulation to figure out the revenue, and then when you have the revenue, you can triangulate and figure out the rest of the costs. All right, this is how you do the triangulation exercise. So you'll have the percentages, and you'll be using these percentages right here. So you've got your profit, wages, purchases, depreciation, marketing, rent and utilities, and then other costs. And these are the industry costs. Where you can find this is at ibisworld.com. So you start out to calculate the wages. You take how many workers there are, and the information is given right here. Usually you'll be given the information for how many people are in the industry or business, and you'll get their wages. So you'll take the number of workers times their wage, and then add the other wages accumulated. So, officers, CEOs, COOs who make more money than the employees will be added to the total wages. And this is how you do that. So you'll take the total wages and add them all together to get your total amount of wage. And once you have your total wages, you'll divide that by the percentage of wages over in the industry costs. So that's what this number is right here. You have your total number of wages divided by your wage percentage, which is 32.9%, which gives you $7,294,832.83. So that's how much you have in revenue. From there, once you have the revenue, it's easy going because you just take the revenue and times it by the percentages of everything else that's listed up here. So you'll take the revenue and times it by the profit percentage. You'll take the revenue and times it by the wage percentage, which we did, right? And that will be this number right here. And then you'll take your revenue and times it by the purchasing percentage. 7 habits to highly effective people. In one of the chapters, it talks about beginning with the end in mind. What it means to begin with the end in mind is to start with a clear understanding of your destination. So a lot of times in life, when we want to understand how we want to get somewhere, we need to understand where we want to be. So that's what this book analyzes, is beginning with that end in mind so that we can get there. They talk about developing your own personal mission statement and just kind of analyzing yourself and where you want to be. And this could be from a business standpoint or from a personal standpoint. But beginning with that end in mind allows you to see your clear goal and then be able to make those plans to reach that goal. And a lot of times in life, the clearest way to reach a goal is to have those plans in mind and that goal in mind, so that everything that we're doing leading up to that goal is helping us to accomplish what we want to reach. They also have an application section in the book that goes over how you can outline your own personal mission statement, including family, including friends, including work, and church and community service. So this is a wonderful chapter about how you can create your own personal mission statement and begin with that end in mind. Synergy. There's a chapter in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People that talks about synergy. And synergy involves 4 unique human endowments: the motive of win-win, and the skills of empathetic communication, and the toughest challenges we face in life. The synergy is the essence of principle-centered leadership. It is the essence of principle-centered leadership parenting. It catalyzes, unifies, and unleashes the greatest powers within people. So that's what synergy does, is it enables somebody to recognize their true potential, their ability to raise others up as they as well raise themselves up. there are important communication levels in a synergistic behavior, and it includes this little graph that they've got here. So we've got the levels of communication: trust, which is low and high trust, and then low and high cooperation. The higher we get in our high trust and high cooperation is a level of synergy, which also is the win-win, as mentioned before, which means that everybody benefits from this type of communication. We all trust each other, therefore we all are willing to cooperate with each other. Synergy is very important in businesses because with synergy, we can improve the way that we interact with people, and we can improve the way we interact in a business. And it's evolved around that empathy and around principles. So if we have a high moral standard, we're able to empower others to have that same exact synergistic behavior. The last chapter in 7 Habits for Highly Effective People involves the renewal process and sharpening the saw. And so what that means is it deals with 4 dimensions of renewal, which it mentions the physical dimension of renewal, your exercise, nutrition, stress management; social and emotional, which is service, empathy, synergy; intrinsic security; spiritual, which involves value clarification, commitment, study, and meditation; and then your mental, which involves reading, visualizing, planning, and writing. Now, what this renewal process can do for you is if you have each of these elements equal and in aligned, you're more centered with your life. You feel more, not more accomplished, but you feel at ease because all of these levels are equal. If any of the levels are off, you feel like your entire life is off. And that's kind of what this chapter in the book talks about. It's just being able to commit, learn, and do, and to level yourself, to have everything equal out, to allow that renewal process to change you. There's a upward spiral at the end of the book that talks about committing, learning, and doing. And the more we commit, the more we learn, the more we do, the higher we grow. And that process allows us to accomplish those goals that we talked about in the beginning with the end in mind. So if you have that end goal, you're willing to go through, commit, learn, and do, and just kind of grow up that spiral, you will be able to accomplish what you need to. The next tool that I'm going to show you how to use is Google AdWords. So you go to the Google homepage and type in Google AdWords. The first one that pops up is the one that you want. Click on Google AdWords. It'll bring up its website. So what Google AdWords does is you can pay for a trial run. And what Google AdWords does is it allows you to use certain words as people search for your company to be showed first. So when somebody types in coffee shop in New York, when those words are typed in, your company will be able to pop up and show them that you are a coffee shop in New York that they can go to. It allows companies to get the first pick of customers. So that's the importance of Google AdWords. There's benefits. This website shows you all the benefits. It increases your CPC and your CTC and allows you to have a higher customer flow. The money that you use to target a certain market within a radius grows as you have Google AdWords help you to use certain words and phrases to allow businesses to show. So it also tells you how it works. It's got costs, testimonials, and how you can get started. Of course, you do have to pay to get started for Google AdWords. However, it definitely is worth it if you're planning on increasing your business customer flow, because this will definitely help to do so, and as well help for customers to visit your websites. All right, I'm also going to explain the best demonstrated practice, also known as the BDP. So with a best demonstrated practice, it can work for either companies and comparing each company. It can work for employees and comparing their wages, or it can work for products, or even departments within a company. Today, I'm just going to focus on different companies in the competition. So with each company, they have a certain level of productivity, a certain level of product that they're able to push out in a certain amount of time. And the least amount of time in each company is what will make up the BDP, or the best demonstrated practice. So from company B, their product, they're able to push out in less time than the other companies. So we are going to use that. for the best demonstrated practice, and we're going to try and create a practice that will work best with the least amount of time. The next, in company C, they use the least amount compared to the other two companies. So we are going to use that in our best demonstrated practice. As well as company A, at the top here, they have the least amount compared to the other two companies. So we are going to put that into our best demonstrated practice. Now, sometimes the best demonstrated practice, the BDP, is not exactly realistic. And so from the BDT, because if you end up producing the least, if you end up producing a good amount in the least amount of time, you're going to be sacrificing other things. So there's also another graph that you can add, and that would be the more realistic form of simplifying everything and trying to create the best amount of process for the production of a good. But for this demonstration, we're only going to show the BDP. So that's what a best demonstrated practice is taking the best out of each company or area and putting it into a graph and focusing on that. Research recon. So when you're looking into a certain company or industry, you want to focus on other companies' industries and how they work. Research recon is just how you can do that. You take a magnifying glass and kind of analyze this company and everything about it. So you'll talk to the customers, ask them how they like it, what they get, what the best thing about this company is. You'll talk to the employees, not the managers, the employees, and ask them what the process is, how they're treated. Sometimes they'll share financial information with you. Most of the time they won't. But you could get some information like that out of them. You'll check the volume of customers, how many customers come in a certain given hour, what the highest traffic flow hour is. You'll also look at the products, figure out what sells the best, what doesn't, the best selling products, the organization of the products or the actual company itself, and you'll look at the marketing and how that product is being sold and how effective that marketing is.